Hi, Happy New Year. I am Paul Chartier with Heart of Gold. We are joined, you want to watch this story, we're joined by Mark Kane. Mark, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You're here for a very tragic, not good reason.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into the reason, tell us about yourself and Shelby, your son.
Well, we moved here from Louisville into Lexington in '99, and Shelby went to middle school and high school here, graduated. Shelby was a happy person. He was very mechanically inclined. He was smart, funny. He was good at photography, practiced that quite often. He wanted to be a mechanical engineer, and he got accepted to U of L's JB Speed School, and went to U of L for 3 years. And after 3 years there, he just decided that he wanted to be more hands-on, and he left there to work at Toyota at night, so he could pursue his engine building capabilities during the day. Prior to that, he actually went to work for a gentleman out in Nicholasville and got some work and some training out there. But Shelby wore his heart on his sleeve. He was a sweet person and giving. The one thing about Shelby is that if you were ill with him, you knew it. He didn't hide anything. He was pretty straightforward.
Mark, in talking about your son, like a lot of parents thankfully do, your face just has this look on it that other parents can tell, and you're just very proud of him.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him.
Yeah,
very proud of him.
So in doing the program, several months ago, a common friend sent me a note and said, you need to have on Mark Kane for this reason. And I thought, well, I'm just going to let it lay a little bit before contacting you. We're going to dive into it, that the holidays, the cold weather months, the winter is, now all year round, suicide happens.
Yes.
But in the winter months, for some reason, things happen. And as we got ready to do the taping, you talked about an anniversary. Tell us what happened.
Yes, it's again, here we are at the holidays. Gray time of the year, it's cold, people are indoors. But 7 years ago today, I received the phone call that Shelby had taken his life. At this exact time, 7 years ago today, me and my wife were on our way to Louisville to tell family that Shelby had taken his life. And kind of ironic that, you know, the suicide happens all the time, but his suicide, along with many others, have come during this time of the year when emotions are sensitive. Seems like time goes on forever, and people are, even if they do have friends and loved ones around, they feel isolated, they feel alone, they're just not happy.
That a parent can take a tragedy, and I've seen it firsthand sometimes, it's remarkable. However people grieve is totally up to them. There's no set path on what people do. If someone wants to just be a hermit, and that's how they want to handle it, that's their choice. You have taken the 180, and what have you done as a result of this terrible tragedy in your family?
Well, I really never looked at myself. I got a high school education. For me, if it was a pretty sunshiny day, I was running out the back door at high school. All I ever wanted to do was work and build cars and work at a body shop and paint. So I never looked at myself as being very academic. But I worked for 17 years at a job here in Lexington, at the corporate offices, and went from doing those things that I had did what my prior career was to moving into a corporate atmosphere as an operations and purchasing manager. And then when I lost Shelby, I lost myself. When I had changed career paths, really what I was doing for 17 years, as much as I enjoyed it, really wasn't me. What was me was before. And so when I lost Shelby, I have a younger son that I love dearly. When I lost Shelby, I lost a certain identity. I lost a part of myself that was gone. And I have my wife, and I have my youngest son Cody, and I love them dearly. But something was missing.
Sure.
So I went to work every day, and I just wasn't feeling satisfied and fulfilled. Some of his friends decided to organize a memorial race for him, and that turned into 3 or 4 events that me and my wife were a part of. And before I knew it, I was finding things out about mental health and suicide that really set ill with me. And one of them, and the big thing is the stigma. The preconceived thoughts that people had. People were sharing with me, I can't believe you're sharing how Shelby passed away. You know, I even had one lady told me that her brother didn't die in a car wreck, that he had shot himself. That set with me, and I knew I had to make a change. I knew I had to make a change.
So you made a change. You still work to make a living.
Yes.
But your passion is your family and Shelby.
Yes.
And Shelby's Way.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Shelby's Way.
Well, Shelby's Way, we're a little bit different, I think, than most nonprofits to do with bringing awareness to suicide prevention or mental health. When I got involved with this, it was not only the stigma that brought the attention to me, and the facts and the signs to look for, but Shelby, the night that he took his life, little did he know, but prior to that, a conversation I had with him was he invited me to his church on Christmas Eve. I fulfilled that promise, and going to church, I found a total different life. I built a relationship with Christ. And the more I learned, and the more I realized about people and how much I truly love people, and compassion and fellowship, when I started Shelby's Way, again, I wanted to do more than just educate and bring awareness. I recognized in everything that had happened in our life or in anybody else's, I wanted Shelby's Way to be there for people when they were struggling with everyday needs, financial needs, whether it's rent or utilities. It could be they need a car or whatever. Those things that make you feel a lack of self-worth, feeling depressed. I didn't want those things in life, this world, to bring somebody to the point of questioning whether they want to be here or not, and they couldn't survive. So we help people out financially. We help people with their mental health care. And the one thing that my family struggled with is the death of Shelby. No life insurance. Shelby's Way pays or assists for the loss of loved ones to suicide.
You're a safety net for people that have problems, but proactively,
yes,
when people are watching, if they themselves have signs that they need to hear from you, or if people watching have friends that you're going to say things in a few minutes that they should be looking for, that, my gosh, that's my friend, I think I need to proactively step into their life and say something. What do people look for? What are the signs that happen with people? Okay,
first thing what I want to say is that we need to really look inside ourselves too, and find out where we're at. Are we in this world, or are we searching eternally? I truly believe this in my heart. And with that said, we have to be compassionate and we have to be loving. I truly believe that if we're stuck in this world, a lot of things that people are struggling with, we're not going to see. I didn't see it with Shelby. I was with Shelby the last few hours that he was alive. So there are things to look for when one tends to draw away from family and friends, isolate themselves. When they're just talking in a blue and a gray mood, like nothing's ever right, nothing's ever going to go right, really seeing no hope, not eating. That was apparent with Shelby, not eating. Sleeping a lot. Again, just staying by oneself. And then also, some of them will even go as far as say that they're thinking about killing themselves. We need to take those things serious.
Yeah, well, people, now, with the advent of this and this, people are saying things not just verbally.
Right.
When people communicate, take it seriously.
Yes.
They're not doing it as a joke.
No.
I mean, how many times do we see that somebody makes a threat in some building and people think, oh, he's just crazy.
Right.
Do something about it. So
Right.
yes,
Yeah,
you're not being rude by intervening in someone's life in order to save their life.
No, and you know, a normal thinking everyday person isn't going to tell you that they're thinking about taking their life. When they come out of the closet, so to speak, and they share with you all these intimate moments and these personal feelings in their lives, that's the time for us to be proactive and take notice. But recognizing that this is going to be a long process. You know, you need to get this person help. Don't leave them by themselves. Right then and there, you know, you either stay with them at their place or you bring them back to your place until you can get them help and get them going on the right path. But it's going to be a long process of not just a few days or a few weeks. It's going to be months. It's going to be years. We need to be there for those that are struggling. Be there and loving on them and just sharing with them.
In the last 3 minutes, there are many options to get help. You're one of them. When
Yes.
someone looks up your website or calls you up, what happens?
If you go to www.shelbysway.com and whether you're looking for financial assistance, whether you're looking to talk to me or somebody else about a loved one's struggle with depression or thoughts of suicide, or if you're looking for help burying a loved one, you reach out to me. You can email me there on the site at shelbysway.com. My phone number is 859-552-3359. The offices are at 845 Contract Street here in Lexington. And our email is really easy. It's shelbyswayinc@gmail.com.
Now you talked about, you know, I mean, we've got 15 minutes, but man, it goes fast.
Right, it does.
I mean, for important topics. You talk about the stigma that people have of mental health. It's a stigma, but to save someone's life, get over that hurdle and let someone know something's going on.
Exactly. We have these preconceived thoughts that somebody's crazy or what have you. But the biggest thing is, I talked to somebody the other day, and if somebody is suffering with cancer or a heart disease or laying in a hospital having heart surgery, our compassion and our loving feelings come out for that person because we see it. It's out here. It's not invisible. But for some reason, just because we can't see a mental health disease or depression, we think that it's not real when it is.
We talked about Robin Williams,
Yeah.
who on the outside, he's living life. He's having a blast. The darkness of what was going on. And when people say, we talked about this, when people say that people commit suicide are selfish, they are not in the right mind
No.
of wanting to do this to make everybody else mad and get back at other people. They need help,
Yes,
and
they
you're
do.
a great resource for it. Let's give your website and phone number again, Mark.
My phone number is 859-552-3359, and the website is www.shelbysway.com.
Tragically, Shelby's not here. What's happening is he is living his life through you to share his story. Otherwise, I would never know about Shelby Kane.
Right.
So for the path you've gone through that's very painful, thank you for your bravery to sit here and talk about your beautiful son.
Thank you. One thing Shelby would not want is me walking around kicking cans.
Yeah.
And I don't want other people to see me in that way, and Shelby's legacy being of, well, look what Shelby did to his father.
Sadness,
Shelby was
yeah.
a bright, beautiful, loving young man,
Yeah.
and there's more to him than that.
You've got a great spirit. Mark Kane, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being a great dad, a great husband, a great friend, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
I'm Paul Chartier. Have a great new year. We'll be right back on Heart of Gold.